My name is Dr. Michael Murphy. I'm the owner and co-founder with my spouse of the business Divergent Rehab and Wellness. This business was started about 3 years ago when I moved out here to north side of Indianapolis to set a new standard in care for those seeking help in needs of physical therapy services, as well as just setting a new expectation and standard in care and education overall for those that are experiencing any form of pain. Long story short, I originally am from Minnesota. I grew up in a suburb on the east side of Minnesota. I was a soccer player growing up. I love fishing, still love fishing. I've got 4 kids that I really am enjoying getting into, not only fishing, but just helping them discover who they are as individuals. My job and my goal is to spend time with my family. I have a wife and 4 kids. They are 7, 5, 4, and 4 months. And again, what I tell my staff and remind my staff of all the time is you can make money in a lot of places, but you can't make time. And the most invaluable thing that we have in this life is our time, and we want to make sure we spend that wisely. So I did my grad school education in Des Moines, Iowa at Des Moines University. Loved the school, loved the program. It was great. It was a small medical community that allowed us to learn how to collaborate as medical professionals. From there, I moved into basically middle of nowhere, Iowa, so rural Iowa, and worked for a small hospital where I basically did a little bit of everything. I did inpatient, outpatient, post-op, home health, skilled care, you name it. It was a part of my job. Over the course of the 4 years that I was there, became the specialist more so in orthopedic care, whether that be post-surgical or just general orthopedic issues that people were having problems with, as well as chronic conditions and pain. A little bit more about my doctoral background. So I'm a doctor in physical therapy. I'm a board certified orthopedic clinical specialist. Again, that just tells people I've spent a little bit more time to dive deeper into the musculoskeletal world, but really it just says a lot of words. That means if you have pain, I'm probably going to see you for it. I'm a certified orthopedic manual therapist. I'm certified in dry needling. We do all sorts of different things in this clinic, but we really spend a lot of time on corrective exercise work and really helping you understand your body and how it's applying itself in your unique life demands. I definitely found a huge passion in the chronic pain world, primarily just because people that are going through more of a long-term issue, they've either tried or reached out or sought out help from other healthcare professionals, and not to blame the professionals, but to blame the system as a whole. There's not enough time for people to be able to ask the questions that they deserve to be asked, as well as for people to be educated appropriately to start to take a hold of the problems that they're dealing with.
My name is Dr. Tyler Holt. I am a physical therapist, strength and conditioning coach, and a bike fitter for Divergent Rehab and Wellness. I was born and raised in Carmel and went to my undergrad at DePaul, where I played baseball for 4 years, and then went to University of Dayton for graduate school. I've been practicing physical therapy for about 5 years now. I've been fitting bikes for that amount of time as well, and been in several different settings. I started my career at Forte Sports Medicine, and then moved to Kansas City, and then moved back. And during those 4 years, I was in an insurance-based setting and realized that that wasn't my calling, and then had recently transitioned to Divergent Rehab and Wellness in June of 2025. Personally, I like to stay active outside of work. I do weightlifting, I play baseball on the weekends, I ride my bike a lot, and try and show my clients that they can achieve anything that they put their mind to as long as they're educated well and have a plan to achieve their goals. It's ultimately a one-on-one conversation to try and work backwards from the goals that they want to set and make a plan for how they're going to achieve it. I've been a general therapist for my entire career, but being an overhead athlete, I tend to specialize in the upper extremity, and being a bike fitter has allowed me to be involved with the communities of cycling, triathlon, and running. It's an interesting mix of people, but I also know that I can treat everything, but I love to talk about baseball, softball, tennis, a lot of the overhead sports, along with cycling and how we can get you more comfortable on the bike. I want to be viewed as a physical therapist first, but I also know that people have other needs. Sometimes people want management of soft tissue work through dry needling, cupping, scraping, deep tissue laser to try and feel the best that they can in order to tackle all of their goals. I also know that sometimes people feel intimidated when they go into a strength and conditioning environment. They want to better themselves, but they don't necessarily have the confidence or knowledge to navigate a weight room safely and efficiently. And I can be that for you too.
I'm a physical therapist with more than 14 years experience, orthopedically trained, so I have my OCS, which is an orthopedic certification. I'm manually trained as well. Went through, a certification to improve my skills with manual therapy, which I think are good to mix in to, your plan depending on what, each patient needs. So those are the two, biggest ones. We'll continue to pursue continuing ed classes in running in the pelvic floor world, just to really help myself become better, as well as learn from other clinicians that have a lot more experience in the world of running, working with runners, endurance athletes, as well as with your pelvic floor group. I've been a runner since I can remember, having run with my dad when I was really young. Competitively through middle school, high school, did not pursue it in college, but continued to train myself. Competed in various half marathons, back in Delaware, Philadelphia, Iowa, Indiana, primarily around the areas that I live, whatever's easiest to get to. Ran my first full marathon in Philadelphia and plan to get back into running those with the hopes of running one here in the next year. Outside of that, more into long distance, but would love to add in a few 5Ks and 10Ks as well.
I'm Dr. Alex Dunn with Divergent, and I'm the lower extremity specialist in the clinic, and I love to really focus on what's happening from the ground up, look at the body in a holistic fashion. And my goal with people is to get them back to living healthy, pain-free lives so that they can do the things that they want to do, right, in the most efficient way possible. I really love to dive deep into the biomechanical side of things and focus on how the body interacts with the floor really from the ground up. So my process is a little more unique when it comes to really breaking down your movement patterns and making sure that everything is firing and moving the way it's supposed to. Then I like to take that into the weightlifting lens. So I'm a big weightlifter myself, and I love to help lifters, especially whether that's a beginner or someone who's more advanced. But really it's about cleaning up movement patterns, making sure we move efficiently to put stress in the areas that need stress for optimal strength gains, mobility improvements, motor control, but ultimately what we do to help you rehab, become pain-free. So I love the lower extremity, love weightlifters. I do treat other areas of the body as well, but for me, at Divergent, I love being the lower extremity expert. A little bit about me. I've been a PT for almost 7 years now, and I've been in the outpatient orthopedic setting the entire time. Dealt with many clients ranging from the middle school athlete to all the way up to the competitive powerlifter, all the way up to the 99-year-old that just wants to keep walking and moving. So dealt with a wide range of individuals that really just want to lead healthier lives, right? And try to get out of pain, get back to doing what they love. I have a family. I have a wife and 2 kids, Eleanor and Malcolm. My wife's name is Deidre. She is also a pelvic floor physical therapist. I was born and raised in Indiana, went to school in North Chicago at Rosalind Franklin University, where I got my doctorate for physical therapy. And then I went to Indiana for my bachelor's, so IU, down in Bloomington. So go Hoosiers. I've been a Hoosier fan my whole life. I love sports, love lifting. I really like to help people get back to the quality of life that they want to live. And that's been a big driver for me just in this profession, and especially since joining Divergent just over a year ago. I've been able to have access to more of that population that really wants to get better and further their lives for themselves, their children, their families. Again, just to really focus on getting back to the healthiest versions of themselves.